Good morning. Welcome to day 98 at Quantum's Liberty. This is, I have Clara on the phone and hope this day is finding you well. Today we're going to do the countdown series, 98 days to DeStress. So Clara's on the phone and we're going to do some tapping for overwhelm from the news for the next 98 days because it's predicted that we will be going into a surge. Start tapping. We're going into a surge. Nice birdies. And so the point of this series is to de-stress as we go through that all together. As a nation, there are many things going on in the world that can cause stress. So tapping on this point right here will help to slow down the neuronal firing that is going to the amygdala. And that is our fight-flight system. So when we tap on this ancient 5,000-year-old acupressure meridian endpoint right here, this slows down the firing to the amygdala, which then reduces our cortisol levels and our adrenaline levels so that we do not send the oxygen to our arms and legs to run from danger, but instead the oxygen will stay in our prefrontal cortex, which is our center of self-awareness, and it's our wake center. So we can think about the next best thing that we need to do to protect ourselves during this pandemic. So according to an 8-hour class in critical care nursing on COVID-19, last week the most recent data shows that masks are really good at reducing the spread of the coronavirus, as well as washing your hands 20 seconds with soap, because the lipid-soluble membrane of the virus is broken down by soap over 20 seconds. So that's counting 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so Clara is 16 years old and her mom is an ICU nurse, a critical care nurse. So she's working with a lot of COVID-19 patients. And her mom works in Ohio, which in addition to Idaho, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, is recording record high numbers. I guess we definitely hit over 100,000 cases on Thursday and on Wednesday. So that's the highest cases that we've had. The 5 sequential days since October 29 are the highest cases that we've had in the United States, topping 100,000. Yesterday, I believe, was 122,000, and that's the New York Times. The other data was from Johns Hopkins University, who is tracking the COVID crisis. We also have the COVID tracking project, which says that keep on tapping, because we're going to take in the news, but we're going to take it in with calm by tapping on this point. And you can do this hand, or you can go like this. It's a very forgiving process, as long as you're tapping on this end point right here. This is called the karate chop point, or the side of the hand right there. And you can use all 4 fingers, so that way you get the point. So we have, let's see, I think the number even went up to 41 yesterday. New York Times says 41 states all have record numbers of increases. Now Europe is about 2 weeks ahead of us in terms of the severity of the cases and the case counts going up very, very high. So let's see, we have France has locked down. Greece was added yesterday. England started lockdown. Lithuania. Let's see, there's some more countries. Oh, Italy Italy had a very steep surge in northern Italy in the spring, and right now it's happening in southern Italy. So their hospitals are being overwhelmed. Switzerland brought in the army for the hospitals. France is in a state of emergency through February. Let's see, our United States, the hospitalizations are up 50,000, which is 67% greater than the previous month. And so the Great Plains, Indiana, Minnesota, the mountain, and the Northeast are all regions that are deeply affected. Germany's on lockdown, London's on lockdown. So what we can do is we can do some tapping, keep on tapping. We can pay attention to the things that we can do. And very simply, we know that what we can do is don't give it, don't get it, know that it's airborne and very dangerous. So the way to not give it and not get it is to try to stay home if you can. If your work is allowed to be at home, that's great. If you're out and about, wear a mask, even when you're walking down the street. Dr. Fauci was saying that he would like to have everybody, and Dr. Birx, B-I-R-X, she's, I guess, the second on the task force for epidemiology at the White House right now. And they were talking about national mask, which might be a very good idea, of course, right? Because they're talking about that. So then, and this isn't to say that it's something that is harmful for you or other people. It's a beneficial thing because it's preventing the spread, and it's also helping you not to get coronavirus, so then you don't spread it to other people. So masks, social distancing, greater than 6 feet apart, opening doors and windows so you have plenty of fresh air. The course last week said that the coronavirus is traveling a little bit more frequently on colder air. And also something interesting was that cotton and silk are better materials to use to make a mask and double the fabric. So I did that out of an old dress and just doubled up the fabric. And so it's 100% cotton or 100% silk. And those fabrics have a certain charge on the membrane outer electron shell of the fabric, and so that repels the virus. So that's some good news. So we also know that tapping on this point, 1 week of tapping and meditation will reduce your cortisol levels by 37%. And also raise your immunoglobulin levels by 113% in just 1 week of tapping and meditation. So what we can do to also help to protect our immune systems, and the immune system that is most effective when we're doing a tapping is the IgAs, and those are in your respiratory tract, which is one of the primary places that COVID-19 likes to go. So if we do this for the next 98 days until mid-February, and I might even have to lengthen that DeStress series because I heard it might even stretch out to March, which is okay. We just have to maintain what we're doing. So let's start tapping, and what we'll do is we'll tap on, we'll envision ourselves in radiant health. So close your eyes right now, stop tapping, and imagine yourself in beautiful, beautiful, healthy, vibrant, radiant health. So with COVID-19 or without COVID-19 in your environment, imagine yourself in beautiful, radiant health, absolutely spectacular. Running, skipping, jumping, being outdoors, being indoors with your family. Just imagine that and feel that in your body. And if there's any place of resistance to having that image of radiant health, I want you to rate that resistance on a scale of 0 to 10, and then determine exactly where it is in your body. So if it's, say, your feet, or if your fingers get sore when you think about, not having the radiant, beautiful health. If there's anything in your body at all, just tune into that. And we're going to tap away on that, because when we tap on that, that resistance, then we can think about that image without sending cortisol and adrenaline to our body. And then we can just keep the oxygen, instead of going to the arms and legs, keep it in the prefrontal cortex, where we can think about the next right thing to do to have that radiant health. So now that you have that image of where it is in your body, the resistance, and Clara has it, she has it in her tummy. So just write tummy in the air. And then also put the number, so 0 to 10. 10 is the highest resistance you could ever have to having this perfect health. And 0 is like no resistance at all. I'm totally there. I got it. So write that number also. Clara's got her number. Write it in the air. And now let's start tapping. Open your eyes and start tapping on the karate chop point. And repeat after me. Even though I have this resistance to radiant health, I deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly as I am. Even though I have this resistance to beautiful radiant health in the form of a little bit of a blockage in my body, I deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly as I am. Even though I have this resistance in my body, and it says I cannot have that beautiful health, I forgive, I trust myself to have my own back, I respect and honor, and I love and accept myself exactly as I am. This resistance to radiant health, this is the inside of the eye. Clara's tapped with me before, so you just go inside of the eye. This resistance to radiant health. Outside the eye, any resistance at all to radiant health. Under the eye, I'm focusing in on this resistance. Under the nose, I feel this resistance. Chin point, I'm looking right at this resistance. Collarbone point, it is so strong. Under the arm, I cannot have this radiant health. Top of the head, I am blocking this radiant health. Inside the eye, I do not accept this radiant health. Outside the eye, wait a minute. Yes, I do. Under the eye, I can change my mind. Under the nose, I deserve to have radiant health. Under the chin, I definitely can have radiant health. Collarbone point, this is really exciting that I get to choose. Under the arm, this is exciting that I feel I can deserve radiant health. Top of the head, I am taking this radiant health. Inside the eye, I see myself in radiant health. Outside the eye, I am talking with radiant health. Under the eye, I am walking and skipping with radiant health. Under the nose, I am perceiving with radiant health. Chin point, I believe in radiant health. Under the arm, or collarbone point, sign me up for radiant health. Under the arm, I feel my body top of the head. I feel myself in radiant health, in mind, body, and spirit. Now, deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in, deep breath out. Now you can rate yourself again, Clara, and see if you have reduced your resistance, if your number is lower now. Maybe you feel a little bit of relaxation in your tummy now, I hope. And everyone else, I'll see you tomorrow for day 97. We're just going to shoot for February 12, even though it might be a little bit longer. But that was the original projection for 16 weeks, and we're moving right along. All right, everyone, be safe, be healthy, be well. Bye, Clara.